Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to our Dart programming language course. I hope you all are fine. Our previous tutorial was about list in Dart. Now in today's tutorial we are going to discuss map in Dart. In a map, data is stored as keys and values. In map, each key must be unique. They are similar to hash maps and dictionaries in other languages. We already discussed map in our previous tutorials, but in this tutorial we will discuss map in more details. Now let me open VS Code and show you practically. Here we will create our basic map, and here we need to mention its type. We need to mention two types, one for keys and other for values. Here first of all, string. We want keys in string and also values in string, right? Like this. Name it as map, and here we can use like this. Now first of all we need to give keys. Here for example, key is name, and here I need to give value city. Other key is city. Here I can give my city, right? Like this. Now let me print this map. Print map. Here you can see it is printing whole map in keys and values, right? Key value, right? So this is how to create a map in Dart language. Now if I need to print only one key, right? For example, I want to print the name, right? Here I can mention key like this, name. Now it will print only this value, right? Let me test it. Here you can see it is printing only name. And if I use here city, it will only print city. Here you can see it is printing. If I use here a wrong key, for example XYZ, no, because you know XYZ is not exist in our map, right? So it will print null, right? Null value. Null means nothing. It means this key does not belong to our map, right? So this is the way we can print our map values. For example, here I need to add another value inside our map. Here I can add map. Here for example, I need to add country like this. Here I can give a value Pakistan like this. Now if I print my map, it will also print country. Here you can see this is the way we can add another value into our existing map. Here I can print my country also by using key country. Here it will only print country like this. For example, here I need to update any value inside map. Then what I can do? Let me show you. For example, I want to update my name. I will use here map key name, and here I can assign a new value. For example, Ali. Now if I print the map here, it will show updated map. Here you can see the name value has been updated. So this is the way we can update any value inside our map. Now for example, I want to add here age. Here let me add 23. You can see it is showing error because this is integer, but our map value type is string, right? That is why we cannot store a number, right? So if I change this type into integer, then it will show error here, right? Because now this time we cannot store string, right? So what is the solution? What we can do? So we can use here dynamic data type, right? If we use dynamic, then we can store all the values, right? We can store any type of value. So this is very important. Now let me test it. Here you can see it is working. So this is the way we can store multiple data types values inside our map. We can use here dynamic. The same scenario is for keys, right? You can see our keys are in string, right? If this type is integer, right, then you can see this is showing error, right? Because its type is integer and we are storing all the keys as string. Now let me create another map, change all the values. Now here we can use keys as integer, for example 0, and here I can assign any value, for example value 0, right? And same like 1, value 1, 2, value 2, like this. If I print, you will see here, you can see it is printing, right? So this is the way we can use our keys as integer. So if I want to use here string as key name, then it will show error because this time our keys type is integer. We cannot store a string, right? So if I use here dynamic, then it will be solved. We can store any key and any value, right? There is no restriction. Now if I run it, you will see it is working. So this is the way we can use our map in Dart language. Now for example, I have a requirement to print only values, right? Without keys. Then what I can do? Here I can use values. Map name dot values. It will print only values. Here you will see. You can see it is printing only values, right? Like this. We can also convert this into a list. Dot to list. It will convert our values, only values, into list. Let me test it. Here you can see it is printing all the values in list. So this is the benefit of using values. The same scenario for keys. If we have a requirement to print only keys, we can use here map.keys. It will print only keys. Here you can see it is printing keys. And we can also convert this into list.toList. Now it will print all the keys in a list. Here you can see it is printing. So these are the important things. So keep in mind. Now we can also check if this keys exist in our map or not. Let me test it. There is a function dot contains keys, right? Here we can check. Let me check for name. Now it will tell us that the key name is exist or not. It will give answer as true or false. Let me test it. Here you can see it is printing true because our name keys exist, right? Name keys available in our map. If I use different key, for example XYZ, now this time it will print false because this key does not exist in our map. We can also check same for our values. Here there is another function contain values. Contain values. Here we can check values. Here you can see this is our name value. Let me test it. If this exists in our map or not. Here you can see it is printing true because this value is available, right? Here we can use different, for example ABC, because ABC does not exist in our map, so it will print false. Here you can see it is printing false. So this is the way we can check if any key or value exists in our map or not. We can also check the length of our map. For example, here I need to print length. I will use my map name dot length, same like list, right? As we have discussed in our previous tutorial. Now it will print the length of our map. Here you can see it is printing 4, right? As you can see, there are 4 values inside our map. This is the simple way. We can also check if our map is empty or not, same like list. There is a function is empty. It will print our list is empty or not. Because our list is not empty, that is why it is printing false. The same for is not empty. Now it will print true because our list is not empty. Here you can see. We can also clear our map same like list. Here map.clear. If we use clear, then it will clear our map. It will make it empty. Now let me test it. Here you can see it is printing empty, right? There is no value inside our map. So this is the use of clear function, right? We can also remove any particular value from our map. Let me show you. Here there is a function map.remove, like this, remove. Here we can use our key name, right? We can give any key. For example, I want to remove name. Here I will pass name, the key name, right? So keep in mind here we need to give key name. Here you can see it is printing our map, but our name does not exist, right? Our name key has been removed. Name key and value has been removed. So this is the use of remove. So if I want to remove here 0, right? Value 0 and key 0. Here I will pass 0. So keep in mind here. So keep in mind we need to use here integer, right? We cannot pass here like this. Let me show you like this inside. This is string, right? We cannot pass it like this. We need to pass without quotations, right? Because this is not a string, this is integer. Here we will pass 0. Now it will remove our first value and key. Here you can see it is printing all the map without 0, right? 0, key and value. So this is the way we can remove any value or any key from our map. There is also another function to remove values. Let me show you. Remove where. Here we can use any condition. On the base of any condition we can remove values. Here you can see it is giving anonymous function. This is anonymous function and it has two parameters. So it is giving key and value, right? We can remove any value on the base of key or value. For example, here I want to remove value where key is equal to 0. It will remove 0 key. Let me test it. Here you can see it is printing our key 1 does not exist, right? We can also use here value. For example, where value is equal to value 1, for example, like this. Now it will remove our value 1. Here you can see it is printing whole map without 1, right? So this is the way we can use. Here you can see it is our arrow function, right? We can also use it as a simple function. Let me use it. Here we can use like this. And here we need to return condition. For example, value is equal to value 2. We need to remove this entry like this. Let me test it. Here you can see our value 2 has been removed. We can also remove multiple values. Here we can use a different condition, another condition where value is equal to value 2 or value is equal to, for example, value 1, right? Now it will remove value 2 and value 1, right? Both. Here you can see value 1 and 2 both have been removed. You can see, right? So this is the way we can remove any element or any key value from our map. I hope you understand. Now we will use loop in map. Let me show you. Let me remove it. Here let me create a new map. Let me use a name, age 23, country Pakistan, city like this. postal code, for example, like this. Now here I will choose loop. First of all, we will choose for loop, for in loop, for var item in map dot entries. Right? We will choose here map dot entries like this. Now here we can print both keys and values. Here let me use print key. I can use dollar sign item dot key like this and value like this item dot value. Now let me print this. Here you can see it is printing all the values inside our map, key and value. Here you can see key value, all the keys and values here. This is the way we can use a loop, right? We can also use for each loop. Let me show you for each loop. We will print same thing with our for each loop. Here map dot for each loop. This time for each loop will give us both keys and values, right? Like this. Here we can print simply keys dollar sign key and value dollar sign value like this. Let me print it. Here you can see it is printing all the values, right? So this is the way we can use for and for each loop. So I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial about map. If you have any question in your mind, you can ask in comment box or you can contact me directly on WhatsApp. Or if you have any suggestion regarding our channel or this course, you can also type in comment box. Okay, good luck.